It's like a scene right out of a war-torn country, but it is right here in New Mexico. A school in such bad shape, so dangerous, it will leave you wondering how this could happen in this day and age in this country. News 13's Larry Barker spent months investigating it so he could expose it and get something done about it.
Oh my gosh. This is the fire alarm?
This is a disgrace and it's an outrage.
If we did have a fire at all, we'd be in big trouble.
Can I explain it to the taxpayers? Absolutely not. We should all be outraged.
There's something wrong with this picture. You see, the Pine Hill School is a candidate for the most dangerous place to learn in America. You'll find the evidence all over campus. Superintendent Grant Clausen and facilities manager Steve Garcia showed us around. We start at the mid-school.
Somebody want to pull the fire alarm? Let's see what happens.
Can't hear anything? Well, that's because the fire alarm has been disconnected.
We have a control panel on the wall, but we have wires sticking everywhere that aren't connected to anything.
And at the Head Start building,
The fire alarm is working today.
I don't think so, because it doesn't have a battery in there.
So it doesn't work today.
No.
literally in the middle of nowhere, the Pine Hill School is an isolated outpost on the Navajo Reservation in western New Mexico. This sprawling K-12 campus is owned by the Bureau of Indian Affairs for the education of Native American children.
How safe is Pine Hill today? Your assessment?
It's not safe, it's unsafe.
Now retired, Charles Janes led the BIA Safety Division for 28 years.
It's shocking that those conditions could be tolerated in a Bureau school. I'm without words to describe it.
At the high school, the fire alarm disconnected. And don't bother with this box at the kindergarten. It doesn't work. It's the same thing in the library.
When did this thing last work?
I have no idea. I've only been here 4 years.
How about the gym?
This is the fire control box for this building.
Okay, it looks like all the rest. There's a bunch of wires that aren't connected.
The cafeteria?
Disconnected.
The maintenance shop?
Where's the fire alarm box?
It was sitting right here.
It was.
It was. I took it off. Contractor. I don't know why they took it.
And during the school year, some students live here at the dorm. When we visited in 2010, the fire alarm had been turned off.
This fire alarm didn't work 4 years ago. It still doesn't work. It's actually turned off.
Well, I don't believe the fire suppression works either, does it, Steve?
Fire suppression doesn't work either?
No.
What do you do if there's an emergency here in this building?
All they can do is pick up the phone and call facilities.
So why not call the fire department? It's just 700 feet away. Well, this may look like a fire department. In fact, it's just an illusion.
Truck won't start?
I won't start. I just got it.
7 years ago, the BIA spent almost $500,000 building Pine Hill, a brand new volunteer fire department. However, the building has never been used. The central fire alarm doesn't work, the truck won't start, and the new equipment sits unpacked in boxes. And where are the firefighters?
How many volunteers do you have in the fire department?
I don't have no volunteers. I don't have nothing.
If there is an emergency here, a fire, will the Pine Hill Fire Department be able to deal with it?
No.
Because you don't have a fire department, you just got a truck. It doesn't work.
We have a truck that doesn't work.
And it's not just ghost fire departments and broken fire alarms. There's locked exits, defective fire extinguishers, no doors on toilet stalls, non-working showers in the locker rooms, Americans with Disabilities violations, and no bells.
You ever seen a school that doesn't have a bell?
No, I have not. We don't even have a cowbell. We can go up and down the hall and ring, you know. How can you run a school without bells?
And then there's Building 803. The BIA spent $2.1 million for a new elementary school. When the project was almost complete, the contractor skipped town. That was 2 years ago. Today, it remains unfinished, locked, and unused because no one bothered to complete the project.
We've been sitting here with this building complete like it is now for 2.5 years. It's sitting here.
A brand new building.
Brand new building,
It's the elementary school that you can't use.
12 classrooms that we have not been given permission to use.
Our investigation finds Pine Hill has been slapped with hundreds of unaddressed code violations, many of them critical.
Children should not be in that environment. It's unsafe. If that happened in Albuquerque public schools, parents would be up in arms.
This is a government-owned school. How does this happen?
I don't know how it happens, but boy, we got to fix it.
Senator Tom Udall serves on the Senate Indian Affairs Committee.
My message to the BIA as it relates to Pine Hill is get your act together and get these kids a good education and get them in this school in a safe way.
Sometimes, do you feel that the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. don't know you're here?
Oh, they don't know we're here. Absolutely, they don't know we're here.
No one at the BIA with direct responsibility over Pine Hill's safety would answer questions. At the top, former UNM law professor and current Assistant Secretary Kevin Washburn also declined an interview. He sent in his place the Director of Indian Education, Monty Russell.
Nobody cares more about these kids and these schools than I do.
Russell admits Pine Hill did fall through the cracks.
Well, these are government-owned buildings, and they don't have working fire alarms, and they haven't for years. Does the BIA accept some of the responsibility?
Of course we accept some of that responsibility. They are our buildings, but it takes money. The reality of the situation in Indian country and BIA-funded schools is that we don't have enough money to make these repairs.
In fact, the BIA cannot be blamed for all the problems. You see, under Indian self-determination, the feds fund Pine Hill, but it's the Rama Navajo School Board that's responsible for running it. Records show the BIA has paid the school board more than $500,000 to replace broken fire alarms. Today, those fire alarms still don't work. So what happened to all that money? School board officials won't say.
But what's the point of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars putting in fire alarms and fire suppression systems that don't work? I mean, what's the point?
Well, I think the point is that we have to do a better job of fixing the total situation, that we have to hold the school board accountable. They have to be responsible. It's their children that are there, that are in the schools.
In fact, the BIA has now hired a contractor to fix all the fire alarms on campus. Russell says the new elementary classroom building will soon be brought up to code and open for business.
Who's responsible for what's happened at Pine Hill? Your opinion?
Oh, there's plenty of blame to go around. I guess we could actually say everyone is responsible.
What do you want the head of the BIA to know about Pine Hill School?
That we exist. I'd like for him to know that we exist, that we are out here, we're real people, and we need help.
Larry Barker, KRQE News 13.
Our coverage on this story does not stop here. Go to krqe.com where we have an interactive map where you can view code violations. We also have extended video extras, including a walking tour through that school and an extended interview with Senator Tom Udall. News 13 got results on this story, and we will continue to track other improvements made and update you.